be a very highly emotive character. And, you know, Fred, sometimes good articulation is not synonymous to logic. And I've often told him, in the short-term whole, you know, in politics, you can either be factually correct or you can be popularly correct. And one of the things I've noticed about Babu normally wants to be popularly correct. You'll even ask whether his party leader has any numbers. Wamalwa, even if you were to put between Wamalwa and Salasya, Wamalwa is not a serious guy. He is not a serious guy. It's only that he's only there because of the name. In fact, Natembe is more serious than him in terms of numbers. Now, there are three things. William Samoei Ruto is going to win a 2027 election, and I'm saying this with a lot of conviction, not particularly because William Samoei Ruto has a lot of William Samoei Ruto has the majority. In fact, the approval ratings of William Samoei Ruto today is at 12%. He's simply going to win it because of the disorganization of the opposition side. I heard Ken Babu took a sample round saying that apart from me, who will vote for William Ruto? But ask these other people who will be their preferred candidate for 2027. They'll give you different names. It won't be one name, I'm telling you. But so that yeah, I can give you my time. So the disorganization of the opposition will lead to the return of William Samoei Ruto. And I've always said, an organized minority will always overthrow a disorganized majority. Now, the second thing about Matiang'i, there is one fundamental mistake that Matiang'i has done, and I had said it somewhere. The idea of Matiang'i being fronted as a candidate for 2027 was as a byproduct of during the Gen Z euphoria or the Gen Z revolution. That's when the idea of fronting Matiang'i came up. Now, Matiang'i, instead of synthesizing that idea, his candidature with the Gen Zs. And I don't think even the Gen Zs are particularly now more excited about Matiang'i's candidature like a year ago. What he did is that he now backpedaled and now fronted himself again now as a tribal candidate. He went now, first of all, to mobilize and solidify his ethnical, so that when he is going to the table, he is no longer that Gen Z fronted candidate, but he is now, first of all, saying, you know, when they ask him, which numbers are you bringing? I'm bringing the cases to the table. So that's in itself backpedaled him now. In terms of looking at the opposition, now you need to remember, Kenyans vote based on familiarity. No matter how they go around about it, there are only two people. It will be either Matiang'i or Kalonzo Musyoka, since Rigathi Gachagua cannot run. Now, this will be the break or make of the opposition. What you realize about Rigathi Gachagua wants to support a candidate who will be president by de jure, while he is the president by de facto. The shareholding thing. He's the one making the calls. And I think in this length, he would want Kalonzo Musyoka because he knows Kalonzo Musyoka will not have numbers in parliament. Now, the thing about one term, this one term thing, is it logically oriented or emotively oriented? Now, you need to take a factual basis in terms of historical precedents. 2 years to an election, look at for the last 4 presidents that we have had. In 1995, the approval ratings of Moi was at 8.5%. The approval ratings of Kibaki during that constitutional amendment in 2005 was at 41%. The approval ratings of Uhuru Kenyatta in 2015 was at 33%. The approval ratings of Ruto is at 12%. What this logically says, 2 years to prior to an election, it's an average, we have an approval rating of 23.625%. So the idea of one term is not something that is so uniquely based on William Samoei Ruto, but it's something that has some historical.
He will regain his popularity come election.